Thank you. For years, I passed this cemetery, and overnight I saw these sea of flags, and I always wondered how they happened so quickly overnight that you would see the flags. And this year, my little boy, my 8-year-old, brought home a pamphlet and said, "Dad, I want to join this," and it was the Cub Scouts. So we had the honor of coming on Saturday, and with the 2,700 Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts, to watch the miracle that happens here within a couple of hours. And I was very moved by this because each boy has to look at the cemetery. He mentions the name of the departed, and he salutes him and puts in the flag. So initially, when you think these boys are coming around and they're going to put flags around, you think they're going to do it quickly, but they take a moment. And to see these little souls. And then I thought of this, and I said, sometimes I weep for our country. I weep for the youth of our country, not understanding what we were founded on and not being taught in schools and educated about it. And I think about how Nickelodeon will have an Earth Day extravaganza. And I'm sitting here today going, well, why aren't they doing a Memorial Day extravaganza? And if myself and any of my friends can probably make this happen, I'm going to try to get that moving, because it makes no sense to me to see a sea of celebrities come out for Earth Day, but not for Memorial Day, and have this on Nickelodeon. And I think it's absolutely important. Thank you. The Major General earlier today said to us, when was your first moment of feeling patriotic? And I can remember that. My father was a World War II Navy veteran. He was a gunner on a merchant marine ship, World War II. And from the earliest recollection I have as a child, every Memorial Day and Veterans Day and 4th of July, my dad put on his Navy uniform till the day he died, and spent the day in the uniform, raising the American flag at the flagpole and paying tribute and respect. That's what I grew up seeing with my father. His father was from Italy and was a World War I veteran who had a Purple Heart and an oak leaf cluster. My dad had a Purple Heart because, being a gunner on a merchant marine ship in the Pacific, they were torpedoed and he was in the water for 3 days. And it was just an amazing way of being able to understand the sacrifice and the love of country, to grow up with that. And I think it's just so tremendous to be here today. May 2nd, 1945, World War II, from Staff Sergeant Horace Evers. Dearest Mom and Lou, we'll wait. Dearest Mom and Lou, a year ago today, I was sweating out shells on Anzio beachhead. Today, I am sitting in Hitler's luxuriously furnished apartment in Munich, writing a few lines home. What a contrast. A still greater contrast is that between his quarters here and the living hell of Dachau concentration camp, only 10 miles from here. I had the misfortune of seeing the camp yesterday, and I still find it hard to believe what my eyes told me. A railroad runs alongside the camp, and as we walked toward the boxcars on the track, I thought of some of the stories I had previously read about Dachau, and was glad of the chance to see for myself, just to prove once and for all that what I had heard was propaganda. But no, it wasn't propaganda at all. If anything, some of the truth had been held back. In 2 years of combat, you can imagine I have seen a lot of death. Furious deaths mostly. But nothing has ever stirred me as much as this. The first boxcar I came to had about 30 of what were once humans in it. All were just bone with a layer of skin over them. Most of the eyes were open and had an indescribable look about them. They had that beaten, what did I do to deserve this look? 20 to 30 other boxcars were the same. Bodies on top of each other, no telling how many. No identification as far as I could see. And then into the camp itself. Filthy barracks, suitable for 200 persons, held 1,500. 160,000 persons were originally in the camp, and 32,000 were alive, or almost alive, when we arrived. There is a gas chamber and furnace room in one barracks. 2 rooms were full of bodies waiting to be cremated. In one room, they were all nude. In the other, they had prison clothes on, as filthy as dirt itself. How can people do things like that? I never believed they could till now. Well, enough for now. Miss you all very much. Your son, Horace. World War II, 407,316 fallen heroes.